Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we're doing the Texas State Bobcats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Texas State roster. We have Jordan McLeod, of course, the James Madison transfer. I thought Texas State would have a really good year because I really like Jordan McLeod. They have Brad Jackson here as their freshman redshirt, probably. We have Ismaili, probably butcher that, 94 speed for the junior. And we only got him for 2 years unless he transfers, but we have a lot of juniors and seniors at running back. Receivers, we have Joey Hobart, I don't know. Bayou Sparks has 95 speed. So does Langston Anderson there. I don't know anything about this team, by the way. Fox, we have Connor Fox. That's an interesting way to spell Connor. I've only seen it spelled with a C. Not making fun of the guy. That's the first time I've seen it spelled that way. We have Dorian Strawn. We have the freshman there. We have a senior, Nash Jones. Let's go. 2 senior at the center position. Right guard, we have a senior, and Jim Alex Harkey at right tackle. Left end, we have Ben Bell and Steve Parker. We have Mr. Devin Wright at right end. We have Terry Webb as our best D tackle. We have this guy, Tony. We'll see how he develops. No left out linebacker. We do have that guy, but he's not good. No offense. Max Harris, junior middle linebacker. We have Manny, 85 speed, right out linebacker. We have Polk, Eaton, and Mills as our best 3 corners. With this team, I'm noticing a pattern. There's hardly any freshmen. Ooh, this guy, Tice Williams, could be good for us. Caleb Culp. This team is littered with juniors and seniors, so we got to recruit. So let's get recruiting. If we want to win an Natty, we got to recruit some guys. Let's go. Keon Carden, committed. Julius Holiday, committed. Jeremiah Brown, committed. Tyler Vermilino, commits. Cesar Santana, committed. Cole Wadsworth, committed. Glenn Thompson, commits. Ben Spiegel, committed. Jorge Alonso, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, our first season, we are going to go to the Sun Belt Championship, taking on the James Madison Dukes. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Heisman Trophy winner is Will Howard, quarterback from the Ohio State. He had 3,557 yards, 41 tutties, and 4 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Bahamas Bowl, taking on Jacksonville State. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the Bahamas Bowl. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 1 stats. Jordan McLeod had 3,638 yards, 271 for 407, 46 tutties, 5 picks, 66% completion percentage. Rushing, Ismail, 189 for 978, 4 tutties. Joey, 34 for 374 tutties. McLeod, 91 for 329, 5 tutties. Pear, 57 for 275, 4 tutties. Dion, 14 for 35. Jaden Williams, 7 for 19. And Burgess Jr., 3 for 2. How about the receiving here? Wilson, 61 for 1,145, 18 tutties. Williams, 77 for 1,079, 15 tutties. Joey, 49 for 527 tutties. Fox, 30 for 328. Ismail, 33 for 266, with a tutty. Sparks, 13 for 246 with 4 tutties. Pear, 6 for 33 with a tutty. Griffin Moore, 2 for 21. How about the defense here? 88 tackles for Manny. Max was 77, 72 for Chris and Polk. 53 for Crosby, 52 for Culp. Webb with 47, same with tackles lost 8 by Ratcliffe. Webb with 5, along with Bell and Wright. 3 by Manny and Max. 1 by James Neal, Steve Parker, and Kenny Hayes. Sacks 9 by Terry Webb, 6 by Ben Bell, 5.5 by Manny, 4.5 by Devin Wright, 3 by Parker, Ratcliffe with 2, 1 for Coleman, and Max Harris, and Alex with a half sack each. Interceptions, 3 by Polk and Eaton, 2 by Harris and Crosby, 1 by Mills and Cup. Year 1, very good start on the year 2. Ladies and gentlemen, your year 1 natty was Oregon versus the Ohio State, with Oregon coming on top, 42-24. Cedric Alexander committed. Emory Jones Jr. committed. TJ Williams commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 19th best class in the nation here in year 1, best in the Sun Belt. Got a good start in recruiting. Let's hope for year 2 to win the Sun Belt. Alfonso Reynoso committed. Jose Agasavilla committed. Josh Moffitt committed. Isaac Head, committed. Deontay Ryder, committed. Tyler Corbin commits. Alex G, committed. Daryl Pack commits. Brian Samuel commits. Slade Toon committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we are once again going back to the Sun Belt Championship, this time taking on Appalachian State. Rodney Love committed. Jamie Rizzo committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Nico Amavilia, quarterback of Tennessee. He had 3,748 yards, 39 tutties, and 2 picks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Cure Bowl, taking on the Toledo Rockets. And ladies and gentlemen, we are Cure Bowl champions. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Julius Holiday had 3,383 yards, 269 for 413, 27 tutties, 13 picks, 65%. Completion percentage. Rushing Ismail, 206 for 851, 8 tutties. Holiday, 117 for 565 tutties. Payer, 39 for 162, 1 tutty. Don Jr., 7 for 95, 2 tutties. Wilson, 22 for 66, 2 tutties. Cedric Alexander, 1 for 4. Receiving, Don Jr., 60 for 998, 12 tutties. Sparks, 70 for 990, 8 tutties. Smith, 45 for 530, 2 tutties. Wilson, 39 for 363, 4 tutties. Ishmael, 37 for 309. Drew, 11 for 138. With a tutty. Titus, 3 for 35, and Pear, 4 for 20. How about the defense here? 99 tackles for Max Harris. Mooring Jr., 95, 76 for Moore, 61 for Carden. Nolan, 57, 55 for Thompson, and Eden, 49 for Trent Holiday. Tackles lost 10 by Trent Holiday. Ratcliffe, 9, 5 by Derek and Devin Wright. 3 by Payne, 1 by Moore, Nolan, and Thompson. Sacks, 12 by Devin Wright. Holiday with 6.5, 5.5 for Payne. Ratcliffe, a 4, 2 for Derek, 1 by Baxter, Landry, and Alexander, half sack by Nolan. And Harris, interception 6 by Eaton. Harris with 2, along with Carden, Nolan, and Moore with 1 apiece. Year 2, I don't know if we won the Sun Belt, but I don't think we did. But year 3, let's win the Sun Belt. Ladies and gentlemen, Tulane, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida and Tulane meet for the national title. And it was an offensive shootout, but Florida comes on top, 47-35. Jamie Hicks committed. Zach Cody committed. Keani Lopes commits. Dylan Shaw committed. Khalil Tate commits. Jordan Pride committed. Is Andy Afua committed. Tyson Anderson committed. Devin Tua Ophelia commits. Maurice Melvin committed. David Tercero committed. Paul Jones committed. John Irving committed. Cortland Ellis committed. George Okonkwo committed. Mitch Clerk committed. Shaquem Wimper committed. Ladies and gentlemen, 2026 Heisman Trophy winners Christopher Visnia, quarterback of Clemson. 4,018 yards, 51 tutties, and 6 picks. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to the 68 Ventures Bowl, taking on the Buffalo Bulls. Lorenzo Eagles committed. Leon Bullock committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we are 68 Ventures Bowl champions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. Julius Holiday had 3,384 yards, 235 from 326, 46 tutties, 3 picks, 72% completion percentage. Rushing, Alexander, 202 for 1,061, 7 tutties. Holiday, 109 for 446, 2 tutties. Caleb, 48 for 265 tutties. Sparks, 27 for 213, 3 tutties. Evans, 5 for 4. And then Scotty Clemens, 1 for 1. How about the receiving? Evans, 52 for 969, 18 tutties. Don Jr., 52 for 906, 13 tutties. Sparks, 47 for 728 tutties. Alexander, 34 for 259, 2 tutties. Devin, 26 for 252, 2 tutties. Jorge, 16 for 234, 3 tutties. Jake Simpson, 3 for 24. Caleb, 5 for 20. How about the defense here? 91 tackles for Bridgman. Lopes with 72, 66 for Dubose. Tyler with 63. 55 for Pride. Atwood, 47, 43 for Carden. Tackles lost 7 by Trent Holiday. Baxter with 6, 4 for Bridgman and Seymour. 3 for Landry. Lopes with 2, along with Dubose and Tyler. 1 by Pride, Carden, and Santana. Sacks, 6.5 by Tony. Trent with 5, 4.5 for Baxter. Landry, 4-1 for Bridgman. Interceptions, 3 by Bridgman, Carden, 2 by DeBose. Atwood with 2, 1 by Lopes and Tyler and Pride. And this guy. I think we had a very successful year 3. I think year 4 could be the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Colorado in prime time meeting Ohio State for the national title. And Colorado is on top. 34-27 the final. Emmett Batchman committed. Sky Hart commits. Rex Guthier committed. Jordan UC committed. Kenny McDowell commits. Joseph Dodds committed. Brendan Hyde Jr. committed. Cam Finger committed. Zymarian Lang committed. Mike Collian Warren committed. Bo Gentel committed. Cole Simmons committed. Ladies and gentlemen, here in year 3, we finished with the 27th best class in the nation. That's once again the best in the Sun Belt. I think here in year 4, we can make the playoffs. Leon Mayers committed. Trevor Garrison committed. Kirk Tyree committed. Max Stork committed. Clarence Sis committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Sun Belt Championship, and if we win, we could make the playoffs. Johnny Maddox committed. George Pinto commits. Max Fries committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finally won the Sun Belt. I think we are in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Christopher Visnia, quarterback of Clemson. He had 3,997 yards, 44 tutties, and 6 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Rose Bowl, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Rose Bowl, on to the semis. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Orange Bowl, taking on the Clemson Tigers. And ladies and gentlemen, we fall 25-31. There's always next year, champ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Julius Holiday had 3,643 yards, 292 for 494, 37 tutties, 8 picks, 74% completion percentage. Rushing, Caleb, 216 for 1,052, 9 tutties. Holiday, 144 for 725 tutties. Dodds, 42 for 142, 7 tutties. Evans, 33 for 118, 2 tutties. Lang, 3 for 9. How about the receiving? Lang, 63 for 917 tutties. Benji, 65 for 811, 11 tutties. Bo, 47 for 675, 2 tutties. Evans, 47 for 611, 3 tutties. Caleb, 42 for 327, 2 tutties. Rhodes, 15 for 203, 2 tutties. Jake, 5 for 62. Dodd, 7 for 40. Jorge, 1 for 14. How about the defense here? 108 tackles for Bridgman. Lopes, 95. 63 for Tate. Carden with 62. 61 for Pride. 51 for Baxter. Tyler with 50. 46 for Glenn. And Atwood with 45. Tackles for loss, 14 by Baxter. Pack with 6. Sam with Hedgie. Thompson with 4, 3 for Bridgman, Lopes with 2, along with Pride, Tyler, Santana, and Toon. 1 for Atwood, Rex, Gabe, and sacks. 10.5 by Baxter and Pack. 6.5 by Denzel. Glenn also 6.5. 2.5 for Bridgman and Gabe. 1.5 for Caesar. Kenny with 1. Slade with a half. Interceptions, Tyler with 4. Tate with 2, along with Carden and Lopes. 1 for Bridgman, Carmen, and Pride. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the year 4 stats. Next year, I think, could be our year. And ladies and gentlemen, Clemson defeats TCU for the national title 41-35. Paul Garrison committed. Ori Williams committed. Sean Surratt commits. Fernando Vermilijo commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 29th best class. We've got everything we need to go win a natty. Ladies and gentlemen, you know when you see the screen, auto recruiting on, let's get the simmon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 6-2. We just lost our last 2. And we're currently 4th in the Sun Belt. We're going to have to win out to probably make the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 10-2. We're ranked 20th in the land. Taking on Marshall here in the Sun Belt Championship. We need to win this. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the Sun Belt. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have made the playoff, and we're taking on number 4, Oregon. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We took down Oregon onto the quarters. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking on Florida State here at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Arlington, Texas, here at Jerry's World. Going to be taking on Florida State. They're going to be tough. Anytime we play a Power 5 opponent, it's going to be tough. But this is the squad we have built, the talent we have gotten. We've made the semis last year. Why can't we make the natty this year and hopefully win it? Here we come, Texas State. Let's do it. It's going to be tough, but we got it. Come on. Here we go. 1st and goal at the 5. A chance to make it 7-zip here. Here we go. This guy, I can't pronounce his name because, of course, I run the ball. I have no clue who the guy I'm running with. I'm going to just call him 28. Number 28. Here we go. Stuffed. Oh! Oh! They're going to go for the 3rd. Here we go. Yeah, right there. 27. We got him. Touchdown, Dodds. 7-0, Texas State. Here we go. 1st and goal from the 2. We're up 13-10. A chance to make it a 10-point lead. Here we go. Fernando. He's going to get stuffed again. But don't worry. We're going to no-huddle this. And we're going to run it again to make sure he gets in. And my O-lineman, no blocky. They just let him in! I can't believe our right guard just let him in. Just let him over for dinner. Here we go. Number 2 in motion. Clerk. He's going to get stuffed. 4th and goal at the 1. We're going for it. Here we go. Holiday. Right there. He dropped it. He dropped it. Here we go. 1st and goal from the 4. Our defense got to stop. Here we go. Holiday. Ring the bells. He's going to go in motion. Number 5. Clark is not going to get in. 2nd goal now from the 2. Holiday. Run, 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 run. He's going to get sacked. 3rd goal now from the 5. Holiday. It's just going to throw it away. Got to kick the field goal. And ladies and gentlemen, we hold on to the lead. We win 19-10. We did it. We did it. We're back in the semis. We'll take it. A win is a win is a win is a win. And ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to the Peach Bowl, taking on the number 1 ranked USC Trojans. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the Georgia Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I don't know what I'm saying. At this rate, USC, always a pain. They have an annoying fight song. They're always so good. They're the best team right now in the land. But if you want to win a national title, if you're at Texas State, you got to be the best to beat the best. You got to beat the best to be the best. Anyway, it's going to be tough, but I believe in Mr. Holiday and company. Let's go, boys. Let's win this and get to the natty. Alrighty, we are currently down 10-3, but we have a 1st and goal from the 5. Here we go, Holiday to Fernando. I'm just going to say his first name instead of his last name. Gets us a 2nd goal at the 1. Here's his fucking song. It's so annoying. Shut up, USC. Fernando, touchdown, play our freaking fight song. 1st and goal from the 8. 42 seconds. We have 1 timeout. Chance to take the lead before half. Here we go. Fernando trying to go out wide, but 69 can't block. And it'll be 2nd goal from the 9. 2nd goal from the 9. Holiday. Goes to the X, marks the spot. They can't run routes. 3rd goal from the 9. Here we go. Holiday. Line can't block. We have to kick a field goal. 3rd and 8. We're down 1. Big 3rd down. Holiday. Going with a screen. Fernando. Can't get open. 3rd and 4. We're down 7. Here we go. Holiday. We're going to run it. Nice block. Fernando. 1st down. All right. 1st and 10. We're going to continue this drive here. Here we go. Fernando. Holiday. Right there. He's got him. Gentel. 1st down. All right. We're in USC territory here. Here we go. 64, nice block. 5-yard gain, Fernando. 2nd and 5. Here we go. This song sucks. Right there. Dumps it off the square. Evans. He's got a lane to run. It'll be 1st and goal at the 7. We're going to go a little tempo here. Try to see if we can punch this in. So our defense has enough time to get a stop. Here we go. Holiday making the adjustments at the line. He's going to hand it off. Fernando. No, the line doesn't block. 2nd goal from the 7 here. Holiday. New running back. Dodds. He's in. Touchdown. Texas State. Tie game. Defense. Let's get a stop. 3rd and 10. Minute and 6 to go in the game. We're down a touchdown. Let's get a touchdown and go for 2 in the win. Holiday. Right there, he's got him. Azoni, 1st down. Tempo, tempo. Here we go. Don't force it, Holiday. We've been known to force stuff lately. I was outside the tackle box. Don't call that. 2nd and 20, 52 seconds. Still have 3 timeouts. Got him again. Elzani out of bounds. All right, 1st and 10, 47 seconds, 26-yard line. Holiday. Why am I forcing it? That's picked. I knew it as soon as I threw it. It was picked. Fucking hate USC. They're the new Georgia to me. They're the new Georgia to me. They have an annoying song. They have an annoying song, and I hate them. And that's a big... Oh, that's game. That's game, folks. I'm not even going to call timeout. I can't believe it. Another game, another forced throw. But, you know, I mean, it happens, and our run is going to end here in the semis. We gave it our best shot, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am known to be the Force King. I should have called that same play. I should have called a different play. I should have maybe thought about running it there, but it is what it is. We gave it our best shot. I mean, we kind of didn't deserve to be here. I mean, we're 18th in the land of the rankings, but we somehow managed to do it. But you know, it would have been nice to end on a national title. It doesn't go that way sometimes, folks. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this here. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. When you hit like and subscribe, motivate me to keep doing this. Leave a comment, helps the YouTube algorithm out. And I want you to have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you watch this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.